Good morning, 8:16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Friday, November 18th, 2022. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Even though it's snowy, it's cold. It was sub 30 when I woke up. Got a little bit of snow on the ground, a little bit on the roads. Not terrible, but definitely a sight to be seen for this time of the year. So let's get started here real quick. We also got to talk about what Jim Cramer said about Ripple, or XRP, which shown that he's a mind-numb doofus. The Dow futures is up 261 points this morning. The DXY is down 0.08% to 106.61. The US 10 years up about 3 basis points to 3.801. Got crude oil down 1.91%, which is kind of ironic to see PBR up 1.75% because it feels like that's going to eke back all those gains if this is the case, what's going on this morning. We've got the gold silver down 0.78%, but it's up to 83.325 the last few days, so a great ratio to buy some silver. Gold's up about 0.09%, but it looks like it has a continued retracement that needs to happen in gold and silver because it just seems like it's at the peak right now, and it looks like at the precipice. Now that we've come down at the bottom side of the 20-day, it looks like to me it's going to put in a bullish cup and handle like I talked yesterday, but it would still need to come down to about 17.14. So that's what I'm looking at for gold. Might get a little uptick pre-market and early hours of gold and silver, but if it does what I'm thinking, it'll probably be all for nothing. And this is just a retracement type of retest, and then we're going to come back down. And for silver, man, silver could be putting in the handle at 2073. But if not, if it comes all the way back down, I like this uptrend at 1964. And yes, I do know that's about $1.50 down, but that's if we get the ultimate retracement. If not, we're going to hold, like I talked about yesterday, right at about $20 and either 2058 or 2072. So that's what we need to watch there. We've got platinum is up 0.59% to 986.30, and copper's down 0.01% to 367 per pound. And then total crypto market cap is up 0.95% to 794 billion. And we are still below a critical line here, and it's still performing a bearish continuation pattern until we can get past 801 billion. This is still very, very bearish. We're at the bottom side of this pattern, and we're on the downside of it. And then for XRP, we're at 38.25, up 0.24% or 0.31%. And XRP is as well in a very critical spot. This is what it looks like in this particular pattern. This is the short-term pattern where it's trying to break out of this bear flag, and it's trying to make a push up to 427. But the compelling thing is, if you look at my perpetual futures chart with the way I have it set up, XRP cannot afford to lose this. If XRP loses this, it's most likely going to come back into this bear flag, and it's just going to break right through and bring you down to like the 287 level. There's a lot to be decided here, though, but we really can't afford to lose this pattern formation. Where's the best way I can show you? This is the best way to show you what I'm talking about. We cannot lose this formation. And I have a double just in case it came down to the lower side, but we can't. Let me get rid of this. We have our other charts. I don't want to FUD this one up. We can't lose that. You cannot lose this uptrend. And that is very close right now, and it's at about 30 cents. If you lose that 30-cent uptrend, then all you've got is 287 for XRP. And if you lose 287, well, we're going down to way lower lows. And right now, XRP is not looking very strong. It's just we're kind of in this consolidation phase, and you can see it in the weekly. It looks very bearish. It looks very bearish in the weekly. And if you go from the farther out time frames and work it in the daily, still looks very bearish. That's not ready to be done. We still have to have the 50 cross the 100 if you're looking at a short-term move. So what's the most we can hope for? Maybe a push back up to the 427 or 40 cent area, but it doesn't look strong right now. This doesn't look great. The 4-hourly starting to get a little support here, but looking at the weekly time frame, it shows that this push without volume is going to get, it's just going to end. It's going to be a momentary push. And even if we were able to get to 427 with this kind of a volume profile, you're not going anywhere. That's the problem. We can't go anywhere with this volume profile. And everybody who keeps lying, saying that we're in a bull market and yada, yada, they're all full of shit. It's all horse shit. You see what you see right here. That looks like a Bart Simpson top. It looks like a head and shoulders pattern. Like I said last week or like 8 to 10 days ago now, before this pattern started to show itself, when we did this, we came around and I said, is it possible when it did this, because everybody thought it was just going to break down, that we were building, instead of the inverted head and shoulder, we sneakily built not an inverted head and shoulders, but now we even if it came up here, we're building a head and shoulders instead of an inverted head and shoulders. And that's what I was saying last week. Like, did this sneak up on us now? And yes, we have a W reversal here. It's a bearish formation right here after it hits its little peak. Is this the peak? Or are we going to come up to 427? That is the only thing you need to ask yourself. Everything else is all bullshit. I'll be honest with you. The rest of all the hypocrisy, all the FUD, all the dipshit nonsense, and, it's just all bullshit. Pay attention to the current formation. Where we're at right now, we don't want to lose this formation. We don't want to break down below the 32.7 or the 32 cent level, the 318. Because then we have the 287. But if we break that, it's over. It would legitimately be over. And then you have technical targets all the way down the list. And it's just a matter of how far would we go. Now, I want to read one more thing. I'm going to finish this set of my workout because I'm almost done. It'll be my 20th day. And then I'm going to come back and read this with Jim Cramer. So it should be about 3 minutes, but I'm going to pause it. So it looks like it's just happening within the flip of a switch. Okay, now let's finish off with this article. So XRP Community Shocked at Jim Cramer's comments. Here's the response. So, in a recent interview on CNBC's Squawk Box, Mad Money host Jim Cramer shared his take on the recent happenings on the crypto market in the wake of the tragic FTX collapse. Cramer, critical of cryptocurrency, said, what do we know about Solana? What do we know about XRP? The answer is zero. The reason we know zero is that the government doesn't feel it should be regulated. We put them up. We put up lots of Enron. So Johnny Deaton followed up with this on November 17, 2022. Also in 2019, the SEC's government's framework for digital currency stated that a virtual currency used for immediate payments is unlikely to be a security. What is XRP used for? Immediate payments in 3 to 5 seconds, unlike Bitcoin. And then John Deaton also went on to say, also in 2019, MoneyGram registered with the SEC Gov that XRP would be utilized by MoneyGram in its cross-border payment system. Therefore, we know a lot about XRP. Not nothing, as you suggested. Andrew, I know you just asked the questions, but can you interview someone with a clue? The XRP community was riled up at the Mad Money host comments. Carlin, an XRP user, commented, I was watching, was shocked at Jim Cramer's comments, bluster without a thought. Crypto Law founder and XRP holder, lawyer John Deaton, will not let Cramer's rhetoric slide without an appropriate response. Deaton responded, the government that Jim claims doesn't regulate XRP actually regulated it in 2015, and Ripple was forced to comply with U.S. banking laws like the BSA Bank Secrecy Act. The Crypto Law founder further cited a 2019 Financial Stability Oversight Council signed off by Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell and former SEC Chair Jay Clayton. Among others that highlights XRP alongside Bitcoin and Ethereum as virtual currencies, he noted that the same classification had been given by the U.S. Government Accountability Office, USGAO, 5 years earlier. He noted XRP's use in payments, stating that payment giant MoneyGram registered with the SEC in the same year to utilize XRP in cross-border payments. He concluded, therefore, we know a lot about XRP, not nothing as you suggest. XRP identified as digital currency. As reported by you today, Ripple is identified as an opportunity in payments, alongside Circle and Coinbase in a report by Goldman Sachs Investment Banking Division. HSBC also cited Ripple's XRP ledger as that which provides real-time cross-border settlements using tokens that represent central bank currencies. ISO 20022, which is gradually becoming the global standard for the world's cross-border payment flows, was adopted by Ripple back in 2020. So, a lot of bullshit with Jim Cramer, but in the end, he just looks like a dope like he always does. Then if you want to trade XRP like you see me do, or if you want to trade like I do, go to the video description below. You can join Tom's Army, which will get you in the Telegram, which a lot of people are asking about. And yes, you need to be part of Tom's Army for $9.99 a month to get the exclusive Telegram, which is, it's a beautiful thing. A lot of people in here. And then we have the links section. And then one of my favorite and growing sections is the Future Leverage Trading Group. We have 66 people in here. This is all included with the Tom's Army membership. I give you each and every one of these. So join me there on the Telegram. I think it's an explosive place. And then you can join me on MEXC, which a lot of people are overlooking. But in today's environment, with the 200x leverage, with no VPN, no spot fees, and no KYC in the USA, you need to look into it. Obviously, BitGet I still use a lot. But new users, they have been subjected in the USA, so new users can't sign up. But if you are in the USA and you're already signed up, there's no issues, which I think is stupid, but it is what it is. And then UPHOLD, where I keep my liquid cash outside of my futures money on BitGet and on MEXC. My 3,500 liquid is sitting on UPHOLD because I trust it the most to have my cash sitting there. Hashtag the FUD stops here.